when you go out there in the market and you get to know that this is what has been said. यार वो अभी टीवी को कहाँ लेंगे, टीवी एक्टर को कहाँ अभी. Why should you be scared about just giving a look test, you know?
Correct.
And I don't think ego really works in life. That came when my dad passed away.
Okay.
So then there was a different thing going on in my life when I was 19, last year of college. And then life suddenly changed and I was directionless and I didn't know what to do. Things like, now I was told कि मैं footage खा रहा हूँ. So I used to look at them and be like, why would I take footage from you? Like, you know.
Right.
I mean, I don't need it. For 1 year, I was completely off track everything.
Okay.
I couldn't get over the fact that my dad wasn't there. So, you know, these women are pushing the bouncers and like bouncers were at a distance and they had already reached the ramp, you know, because of the dhakka mukki. I was like, oh wow, this is what stardom looks like, you know, when everybody wants to just be close to you. So I don't think that television actors don't get the kind of respect they deserve. I think a lot of people do give us a lot of respect, but there are a few in the industry who look down upon TV, and that's a reality. There are some very powerful people who look down upon TV. So I wanted to be a part of youth shows where, you know, the youth connects to you, and I wanted to do so. My choice was deliberately that way. Yeah, I used to ask on the phone, is it like, you know, family drama? Then I don't know.
This is Nawaz Kochra joining you on Indian Express screen, and I am here in conversation with the very amazing Arjun Bijlani.
Thank you so much.
Hello Arjun, how are you?
I'm good, absolutely fine, very, very happy in my happy space.
Absolutely. And you know, congratulations for winning Rise and Fall. But you know, before we get there, I want to dive into this amazing journey of 21 years that you've had. If I'm not wrong, a Bombay boy from a Sindhi family, studied in a college at Churchgate, studied at a very nice school in Mahim. How did you know, how was childhood like firstly? And how did you get into this profession is what I want to know.
So, see, school and college, though, those were decisions made by my dad.
Right.
In fact, we came from a very middle class family, and getting into Bombay Scottish was probably one of the toughest things. But somehow my dad managed. He had a friend who probably helped him. I remember that's what he told me. And I got into Bombay Scottish. And there was a very school of very elite
Yes.
people, you know. And but I came from a very middle class background in terms of we used to live in Mahim that time, but we were like not like very rich or very well off or something. So I had a great time during my school because I was into sports. I was in the football team. I was an average student. I used to always score about 60, 65.
Okay.
So it's not like gada tha. But in terms of studying, I was an average student. Some subjects I was really good, maths and accounts. I had this one friend, Yamir, from school, whose brother is a chartered accountant. So I used to go and study at his place. He used to live opposite Siddhivinayak temple. So that's when I even started going to Siddhivinayak. He used to take me there. And there's this very famous vada pav guy opposite, Ashok Vada Pav. And it was nice. And then there's this another friend of mine, Vedant, who's a very big doctor now in the US.
Wow.
And his mom used to teach me biology. So I used to go to study, and he used to live in Seven Bungalows. So I used to come from Mahim to Seven Bungalows. And when she used to teach me, I used to remember everything. Otherwise, I used to just about pass in biology, and then I started getting 75 and 80 marks. So I was a good student if I was given the right direction.
But were you also a naughty child?
I was a very naughty child. Very, very naughty child. My dad used to try a lot to keep me in control, but naughty children just find their way out. Like my son, Ayan, he just finds his way out.
Absolutely. But also, you know, being the elder son in the house, does that also come with a certain responsibility?
That came when my dad passed away.
Okay.
So then there was a different thing going on in my life when I was 19, last year of college. And then life suddenly changed, and I was directionless and I didn't know what to do. Then we used to live in town, then we had to sell that house, and then I shifted to this unknown place called Malad, which I had never even heard of before that. And then I started. He wanted me to do my MBA and get into business and stuff.
Okay.
But then I always wanted to be an actor, so then I decided that I'm going to start modeling first. So earlier, that whole procedure was first you start modeling and then you get into
Right.
acting. And I needed to make money as well. So then I started modeling, and then auditions, and then auditions and more auditions.
But modeling started at 19.
Not 19. For 1 year, I was completely off track everything.
Okay.
I couldn't get over the fact that my dad wasn't there. So there are a lot of other things that I had to take care of and things like that. And after, I think at post 20,
Okay.
I
Because-
started thinking of doing a portfolio and all those things.
Right.
Started post 20.
Because if I'm not wrong, 22 May you had your first show, Kartika,
Uh,
2004.
yeah, but that was just like a small role.
Right.
Yeah.
And uske baad, like you know, once
Anything that
this-
gave me money, I grabbed onto.
Absolutely. And once this journey started, Arjun went on to become a millennial icon with remakes, Left, Right, Left, and then happened Miley Jab Hum
Miley Jab
Tum.
Hum Tum, yeah.
Oh my God, I cannot tell you, as a 90s kid going home from school or college and watching that show, I think so, it used to come at 8 o'clock
Yeah.
on Star One, and it was like Mayank, Nupur,
Nupur,
Gunjan,
Gunjan,
Samrat
Samrat.
को देखना ही देखना है. There was no way out of it. You know, I want to know how difficult was it back then to get into this industry, and how did everything pan out for you?
I'm telling you, it was very difficult. The only thing that time we knew was like, look test kahan ho raha hai, audition kahan ho raha hai.
Okay.
So I used to keep calling people and finding out कि look test kahan ho raha hai, do I fit the bill, and these were my slangs, you know, कि
Acha.
audition kahan hai. Like every day I used to probably use this line at least 10 times by calling people. Audition kahan hai, do I fit the bill, can I come? And do, because it was also helping me. Us time that concept of acting school and nothing was there. I felt that by giving auditions, I'll also get to learn a lot.
Absolutely.
So I was doing that. I was doing my own schooling. I was struggling, and whatever job I got through this.
Right.
Although I used to go and audition for main leads, but then they used to offer me whatever role, I used to just take it up. कि यार, let's just start.
But घर पे mom was on with the idea of you
So
getting
she
into this
not because when I was modeling that those 2 years I didn't get much work. Like on and off ads kabhi kiya.
हाँ, uncertainty
So she
बहुत
was
होता है
like,
इसमें.
there's nobody from our family into this and you're completely into this thing. She doesn't know anything about it during that time. Nothing.
Right.
For her, it's like, what is he doing? But then every time I did some work, even if I did a print ad, I used to cut out and I used to show her, see, this is me. See, आज newspaper में आया है. See, आज ये आया है. So then, she was very supportive though. She used to, I used to borrow every day 100 rupees from her, and I used to go for my auditions. That time I used to live in Mahim during modeling days, and so I used to catch a train from there, get down at Mahalakshmi, walk till Mahalakshmi Studios, and most of the auditions were at Mahalakshmi Studios.
Yes.
Yeah.
Famous studios.
Yeah, famous studios.
And family friends से तो बहुत ही attention मिलने लग गया होगा after the modeling stint and all happened.
Not really, because there's nothing major, right? So it was like
Okay.
one off, ठीक है, everybody was happy, अच्छा, चलो,
Acha.
good types, whatever. But once left happened, then that whole popularity,
yeah.
that stardom, because that character became really popular.
Absolutely.
So when I walked into malls, people knew me. When I traveled somewhere, people knew me. That was like a thing for me, and not so much, but it was there, on and off.
Okay.
Miley Jab Hum Tum,
I can only
फिर कहीं जाना
imagine.
मुश्किल था types.
Because Mayank was like the class topper. He was, that
Yeah.
Sadu guy of the class, basically. How did you back that show, and how did life change after that?
I auditioned like a couple of times. So Sudhir called me up. Before that, I was doing this show called Mohe Rang De. It was the first colors fiction show.
Yeah.
First.
Yes.
And I was doing that. Usme bhi I had like a role. And I was doing that, and then Sudhir called me. He's like, "You have great potential, and I think you should do a show as a main lead, like main lead, where the show revolves around you, and I see that in you and stuff like that." So I was like very very happy. I was like, so when can I audition? He's like, "Okay, you come." And then I remember Lokhandwala mein hi kahin par mera audition hua tha, and that audition was taken also very nicely.
Right.
Like, with a proper brief and they took that time on me, and I felt very good ki, that effort was been made. And then finally I get the call and I was finalized for it. And thanks to Sudhir and Seema, they're very, very lovely producers, very, very nice people as well. Sunshine Productions. And and then we started shooting, and by the time the show was on air and we saw the reactions, we were like, oh my God, what's just happened?
Absolutely. And that show was such a game changer. Like, it was one of those college dramas that the youngsters that time loved. Like, I'm not kidding, till today, I have the Miley Jab Hum Tum ringtone in my phone.
Yeah. And even till today, whenever I meet a lot of people, now they are much older, but they used to be like, when we were in school, we used to watch this show and it is still our favorite. And a lot of people, even when I went to America, I met a few people who are big fans of Miley Jab Hum Tum.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people still watch it because it's there.
True. And I'm sure life changed for better after that.
Yeah.
And uske baad we kept seeing Arjun playing some very amazing roles. I remember Ishq Mein Mar Jawa Hua, Nagin happened, and there was never looking back.
That was all after my son was born. So
Yes.
he's the lucky charm.
Absolutely. But today what is it that the artist in Arjun seeks?
Again, the same thing, yeah, that hunger is still there, the same hunger that I had when I first started off. I still tell people, if there's anything big, I say, if you want, I'll come and give a look test. I'll come. I gave one. I'm doing this show right now. I can't give you details, but you'll soon get to know. And the producer said, I know you'll find it a little weird, but can we have you on tape? So I was like, sir, of course you can have me on tape. I love doing it. And so he was looking at me like, but you're a star now. Don't you feel offended? So I was like, no, that's my job. I mean, it's important for a producer or a director to see whether, how I do that scene and whether I fit the bill. And why should you be scared about just giving a look test,
Correct.
And I don't think ego really works in life. अगर कुछ है काम और उसके लिए एक लुक टेस्ट देने की ज़रूरत है, and someone's putting in the effort for you, and you'll understand the character better because they'll explain it to you. It's just better that way, right? Rather than just getting something and then going on floor and then realizing, oh, you're not meant for it.
Absolutely. And when remakes left, right, left, and shows like these were being made, and when you also entered into the industry, वो एक बड़ा ही amazing time था for the medium, because there was an evolution happening. Process of making shows, storytelling on television was changing drastically that time. Having being there, when that evolution of television was happening, what was that like?
So I was also offered a lot of drama shows, those family oriented shows, and I was doing this colors show, and it was nice, but still that regressive feeling, you know what I mean? So I wanted to be a part of youth shows where the youth connects to you, and I wanted to do so. My choice was deliberately that way. Yeah, I used to ask on the phone, is it like family drama? Then I don't want to, because I have seen those shows and what happens and everything. So I wanted to, and the way I look also, and that time I was like really young, and when you're 24, 25, you want to do youth shows, college-based shows, and I've done remakes and I've done left, right, left. So I wanted to continue with that kind of genre, basically, so that and it is to give me that happiness also. it was like a mini Yashraj movie यार. You know, Star One shows. रोज गाना शूट हो रहा है, बहुत रोमांटिक, हवा चल रही है, आप एक दूसरे को देख रहे हो, लव, प्यार, रोमांस. I think it just came so naturally.
You know, that show actually set the template of what college life could be for
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
And like that is why also it worked the way it did. But you know, looking back at this journey, you know, of 21 years, what has been the one evident change in your approach to projects today?
That evident change from the approach is that uh, keep doing something different, you know,
Okay.
because usually uh, when you do a certain kind of roles, then you get typecast, right? But with me, I have like deliberately chosen shows that are out of my comfort zone. For example, when I did Nagin, it was again the guy who is, you know, romance, and you know, he fell in love with a Nagin. Miley Jab Hum Tum was also eventually romance. Left Right Left was very different. So I'd done 2 romantic shows. Now I wanted to do something different. I've never tried something negative or harsh.
Yeah.
And it is a challenge for me also, because when you're a romantic guy, it's very easy for people to love you. But to be likable when you're not the good guy is the challenge. So I took up Ishq Mein Mar Jana.
Yes.
And Ishq Mein Mar Jawa was crazy because he's holding the girl by the hair and he's telling her, and you know, it's a very, very different kind of show. And you're like fighting with the girl and you're doing all these kinds of crazy stuff, and people are yet loving Deep so much. So
Right.
that again was a conscious decision to make कि नहीं यार ये वाला role. And I spoke to Mamta and Yash, and they make very different kind of shows. So Mamta convinced me that, Arjun, I think with your face, where you have this innocence and the way you act, I think you can pull off both, and that's what we need. And then again there was but she said, I want you on tape. I said okay. And then I gave that look test, and Yash came clapping after seeing it, and he's like, this is Ardeep, this is what we wanted.
Wow.
And I added a few elements which were not there in the script, in the look test itself. So he's like, you're thinking like him now, so that's what I like. And then I was on board.
But also becoming a father, did that also somewhere change the approach, or you know, did it influence your choices of work also that you picked
No,
up?
not really. No, not really. Because I think an actor, then you can't be limited as an
Right.
actor. You have to see, I'm playing a character, and that's the part of my job. Now, if my job changes because now I have a son, then it will hamper my art itself.
Absolutely.
You don't want that to happen to you. So that never, of course, you don't want to do something that my son feels embarrassed about. That is
Right.
there.
Okay.
But that doesn't, and as it is, I wouldn't do that kind of work, whether I had a son or I didn't have a son.
And you know, you mentioned that, you know, it's always as an artist you prefer taking up different projects, and I think so stepping into the captive reality space also was one such
It
decision.
was the biggest challenge, man. I mean, I had said no to Rise and Fall, honestly. If
Okay.
you speak to the team, they'll tell you. Because I was supposed to do this show on Star and reality. I was hosting it. But that suddenly, I mean, everything was finalized. And I asked them 10 times, see, I'm saying no to one show. Like, you know, they said 200% the show is going on air.
Okay.
And it's finalized and the set is getting made. And one day before, two days before the set was supposed to be made, it got shelved. I think
Okay.
Kyunki was coming or something happened, and that show didn't happen. Because Star Parivar, Ravivar with Star Parivar, you need dates of all the
Right.
Parivars, and it's a very difficult show to make. So वो थोड़ा dates आगे पीछे हो गया, then the producers obviously will give preference to their own show rather than removing days, because it's 7 days a week. It's not a joke.
Right.
So that didn't happen, and then I was like, okay, fine, you know, whatever. And then I got a call back for Rise and Fall. They're like, are you still interested? So I was like, give me 2 days, let me think about it. And I spoke to Neha. Neha was like, how will you do a captive? You never wanted to do it. So I was like, I told Neha, ki, see, Neha, I don't want to do, but this show just seems different. It has those challenges, and it has like what brief I've got. I think, you know, it has a basement. It has structure is very different. It's not like any other captive reality show. and you don't really have to work in the house as such, like कि आपको साफ सफाई करनी है
Right.
या ये सब चीज़ें खाना बनाना है, all that is not there.
Hmm.
So I was like, and what's the fear? I mean, I'll be myself, and what can happen? I'll get out of the show. That's the
Right.
thing that can happen, right? So I was like, let me go do it. It's not too long. It's 42 days. Let me go give it a try. And then she's like, it's your decision, but I suggest otherwise. So then I just told her ki, no, I need your yes on this, because I've never been in a position like this where she has to take care of Ayan alone, and
Right.
it's a big thing,
Absolutely.
It's a big decision. And then I convinced her. She said, okay, go. And then I decided to go. And then the first thought when I decided that I'm going to do this show was that I have to now win it. I mean, internally you think like that.
Right.
You also know it may happen, it may not. But you go with that thing, now you have to win it.
Absolutely. And I can totally relate to this entire idea because I also have a daughter and 3 days away rehna usse
Yeah.
gets very difficult at
Yeah.
times. So I can imagine 42 days staying away from your child, what that is like. And the day you got emotional remembering missing Ayan, I legit had tears in my eyes because I could relate to that emotion so much. But also at times what happens is in a show like this, आपके achievements, आपका whatever you've earned through this journey, it gets questioned by people who probably come with lesser experience. It's happened with you also on the show,
yeah.
where people have questioned the work you've done, or they've even pointed fingers at your stardom. How justified was that? And what is your take on it?
I think this question should be to them who do these kind of things.
Right.
For me, it was always, I know what kind of work I have done. I know how much respect people have for me in the industry. I know all of it. At the same time, I don't want to throw that weight around with them because they are newcomers. They've done probably one show or two shows. And I never made them feel ki, I am much superior to you, or I never made them feel that way. Even when there was, for example, there's a challenge, I used to always say, okay, I am suggesting something because of my experience, but y'all can always suggest what y'all feel, and we'll come to a common ground, and that's how we'll go forward. So I never said ki this is what I'm saying and you have to follow it.
Of course.
But obviously, because you have that experience, you have the expertise, a lot of people will question that. They want to put you down, they want to be seen, and if they fight amongst themselves, it's a different thing, and when they fight with me, it's a different thing.
Right.
So I think it's a very deliberate choice made by a few people. So really can't blame them. I don't blame them, but this is what they've seen, this is what they've learned, and this is what they're applying. I, in a conversation with them in the show, tried to explain to them that you don't need to do this to be a part of a show.
Right.
You can be very, very different, but this is how they choose to be, and then that's their choice. I really can't. मैं क्या बताऊंगा किसी को कि तुम ऐसे करो वैसे करो. मैंने जैसे जैसे मौका मिलता था मैं बड़ा आराम से उनको समझाता था, बट उनको क्या लगता था कि ये मेरा गेम प्ले है.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because when you entered the basement also in the beginning, you were so chilled out there. It wasn't like, how am I going to live here types. It was, you made that place yours. You were trying to, play the game in the most dignified manner. But जब ये fights होती थी, arguments होते थे, it very clearly looked like camera के लिए people were, poking you,
Poking me,
pinching you, making some statements जिससे उनको एक तरह से, वो screen time मिल जाए.
Yeah, but I never even mentioned that ki footage खा रही है या never used that kind of language also. That I learnt in the house itself. Because I have never even seen a reality show, like a full-fledged reality show ever. So I don't know. So ये things like, now I was told कि मैं footage खा रहा हूँ. So I used to look at them and be like, why would I take footage from you? Like,
Right.
I mean, I don't need it. So when जो वो लोग कर रहे हैं, they were putting it on me that I was doing that. So I used to just laugh. Like I used to just feel, मुझे तुमसे footage क्यों चाहिए होगी? Like,
But was this kind of modus operandi also kind of astonishing?
yeah, a lot of people later told me that it was a planned thing. They planned it together and they wanted to target me. So see, I probably reality shows this is what the game is. And
Yes.
Rise and Fall also, because it was the first season, a lot of people didn't have any, what do you say na,
Idea about
reference
it.
point.
Okay, yeah.
Usually other shows, because so many seasons have come, there's a reference point. Here there was no reference point. So people are just following a lot of people just followed what they've seen on other shows.
या और वो एक कहीं ना कहीं कैप्टिव रियलिटी के साथ एक वो टेम्पलेट बन गया है कि बिकॉज यू आर इन दैट स्पेस अब झगड़ा करोगे
अब
तो आप
झगड़ा
दिखोगे।
करोगे तो ही दिखोगे या। नहीं, झगड़ा होते हैं, झगड़े होते हैं जब आप नॉमिनेट करते हो या कुछ ऐसी बात होती है, बट ऐसी ऐसी चीज़ों पर झगड़ा कर रहे हो जो लोग तो देख रहे हैं ना। अगर एक कोर्ट रूम में 2 लॉयर हैं तो एक जज भी तो बैठा है। इट्स द सेम थिंग। अगर 10 कंटेस्टेंट्स या 15 कंटेस्टेंट है तो जज लोग हैं। तो तुम जब कुछ स्टुपिडिटी करोगे तो लोग तुम्हें भी तो जज कर रहे हैं।
ट्रू।
यू नो, बीइंग पॉपुलर एंड गेटिंग फेमस इज वन थिंग, बट जैसे वो कहते हैं ना, नाम तो उनका भी होता है जो बदनाम है, बट डू यू वांट दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग ऑन योर नेम? आई नेवर वांटेड इट, बिकॉज मुझे पता है कि यार आई हैव अ लाइफ बियॉन्ड दिस शो, बियॉन्ड दीज 42 days.
राइट।
I have to go back to people who I want to, you know, have the same kind of respect that they have for me for so many years. You don't want to go there and, just feel awkward ki shit, I have done this, what they must be thinking about me. And it doesn't even come naturally to me to behave like that.
Right. And you know, recently something also happened on Big Boss where Gaurav Khanna was told about his stardom. That
Okay.
you know कि आपने मतलब आपको जानता ही कौन है. A fellow contestant told him this, and you know, which again brings me to this कि कहीं ना कहीं do you sometimes feel that television actors don't kind of get the respect they deserve also?
So I don't think that television actors don't get the kind of respect they deserve. I think a lot of people do give us a lot of respect, but there are a few in the industry who look down upon TV, and that's a reality. There are some very powerful people who look down upon TV, and that they don't say, they when they talk about it, they're politically correct, but it in the decision making, and when you go out there in the market and you get to know that this is what has been said, कि यार वो अभी टीवी को कहाँ लेंगे, टीवी एक्टर को कहाँ अभी
Overexposed
ओवर
face है.
एक्सपोज, यू नो. सो इंटरनली होता है ना कि बाहर सब अच्छा अच्छा बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन कई लोग ऐसे हैं जो इंटरनली उसको बहुत वो मानते हैं, लेकिन जब उनको कोई फिल्म प्रमोट करनी होती है या द बिगेस्ट शोज हैपन ऑन टेलीविजन, एंड दैट इज़ अ पावरफुल मीडियम. So I just feel it's high time people show that kind of respect. And I think a lot of artists, I think Bollywood actors, they do show that kind of respect.
Very true, very true.
They do show that kind of respect and they mean it also. But there are a few जिनका attitude सही नहीं है. But again, that's their choice, you know.
Right.
कहीं ना कहीं a lot of they must be feeling कि शायद इतने popular है and हम फिल्म करके भी शायद नहीं हैं, so वो भी रहता है कुछ लोगों को.
But that is true. TV has such a wide reach. It makes
Yeah.
you a household name
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
You know, having said that, tell me one incident from your journey where you know you witnessed something very crazy from fans, and you know you've realized, oh my God, I am famous.
So I think during Miley Jab Hum Tum, this is the first event I had gone to
Okay.
to Kolkata, and I think Kolkata audience is amazing, like, you know. So मैं वहाँ गया था और I think it was Durga Puja time and Miley Jab Hum Tum was very very popular. The minute I came on stage, so there was so this is the ramp and this is the stage, and then there are these bouncers who are all around, and then there are people. And I came to the ramp, and you know, these women are pushing the bouncers, and like bouncers were at a distance and they had already reached the ramp, you know, because of the dhakka mukki. And I was like, wow man, this feels good. Like everyone suddenly that you're on stage wants to come close, just
Right.
come closer to you, or probably you know,
हाँ,
touch your hand.
उस टाइम में सोशल मीडिया
उस
नहीं
time
था
तो
तो वो
मैं तो ऐसे
ऐसे
था
ना
कि
ऑटोग्राफ का टाइम
I was like, oh wow, this is what stardom looks like, you know, when uh, everybody wants to just be close to you, like, you know. And of course, I'd experience उस time तो social media इतना था नहीं, but whatever on Facebook and this, so I used to go to malls or wherever, so I
Right.
used to feel that, you know, that adulation, that love.
Absolutely.
And when that happened, then I realized, oh, this is what it looks like. And you know, they send you gifts on your birthday, any occasion they're sending you gifts. They're making these letters, they're making books, they have their cutouts. I have had such things, you know, kept with me, and I have such things kept with me in a whole trunk. And it's beautiful to just experience something like that for a guy who's not from the industry, who was borrowing 100 rupees from his mother for auditions, to reach a place where people just want to, like, you know, get
Right.
close to you. And it says a lot about your work also, the kind of work you're doing. And most importantly, what I took away from this, that this can be temporary. If you want it to be a permanent thing, you got to be the same way how you are for years. Have patience. Things may not be the best all the time, and never lose respect for what they are giving you.
Absolutely.
Never take them for granted. I think for an actor, it's very important to understand how they conduct themselves, especially uh, with their fans.
Correct.
They need to be respected. They need to be loved, because they are giving you that love and respect. And you know, a
Absolutely.
lot of times uh, uh, people tend to forget that, and then there is a reaction, and then actors cannot bear that reaction.
Right.
So if you don't want that reaction, you better react carefully.
Absolutely. Also, you know, now that we've seen you in one captive space, are you ready to explore this
No,
space
no, no,
more?
no, 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 bro.
Every year, because every year we read
No,
Arjun is
I
approached
mean,
for
I
Big
have not
Boss.
even given it a thought, honestly.
Okay.
I don't know, never say no. But as of now, I think I'm already doing 2 shows. My plate is full as of now.
Okay.
And I like to explore different, things. I want to do more fiction.
Okay.
I'm doing a fiction show. Uh, it's nice, it's big, uh, and it's not on TV. That's all I can say.
Oh, wow. And you know, if you met the Arjun who today is sitting here, if you met the Arjun who back then was 22-year-old Arjun who started off his journey into this profession, what would you tell that Arjun?
I would tell that Arjun nothing. I think my journey has been amazing.
Okay.
There's always scope for more, but I'm working hard. Everybody has a different uh, timing to reach where they reach. So I think if God had planned this for me, then I really don't want to uh, change that.
Right.
I think जो हो रहा है बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है. I'm very happy. I got married at the right time. That time everyone told me you're getting married too early. When I was having a son, everyone told me you're having a child too early. But I think everything just panned out well. And today those same people tell me यार तूने एकदम सही time पे सब कुछ कर लिया. So I think people's thought process changes according to the time they are facing in their life also. So I think I'm very happy. The only one thing I would like to change about my life, I just wish my dad was alive to see all this.
Absolutely.
That is one thing. But that's again not in our hands.
But I'm sure he'll be very proud.
He will be. I'm sure he will be. I wish he could have been there for my marriage. I wish he could have met Ayan. So these are the things I kind of really miss, and I wish कोई ऐसी life का rewind button हो where I can do things differently.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, I think it's been great.
Amazing. Well, on that note, Arjun, thank you so much for removing time and talking to us. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.